Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Part 45. Maybe a bit of a short one, but so yeah. Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. Today we'll be working on improving the footstep sound. So, well, I have improving footsteps in general because there's a couple things I want to do. So, there's also an update for Terrain 3D, which I'd like to do sooner rather than later. But for the time being, I'd like to. I don't know if I'll probably trim it because it only takes a second. I hate to do this on stream, but it's something pretty quick. I've been working on Blender, learning Blender stuff off stream, which I'll show you something what I worked on once we actually start. But yeah, probably space the footsteps apart manually instead of checking the players if the audio player is playing audio, because that's just not a good way to do it. Because if the footsteps vary in sound at all, then yeah, you just don't get as much control. I want more fine grained control. If the player stops moving, stop playing sound. Obviously, I don't know if I was thinking of like a fade out. I don't know if I even need to do this. It's more of a very subtle thing. Like I said, I don't know if I plan on doing that one. Also fix, playing sounds for specific materials when walked on. So right now, if you walk inside the building or something, it still plays, the snow sound. So we want to also fix that. But yeah, basic stuff. I just kind of wanted to have something to work on right off the bat. So single clip per footstep. Yeah, and then having 12 different footsteps for the same material and you're done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I have the shuffling part down. I would need to get some more samples. So I just need to cut some more footsteps out. And then I would also want to make sure that like the footsteps are all the like quiet noises, cut out of it, because there's just no reason. Hundreds of footsteps. Yeah. Oh yeah. Excuse me. But this is what I made in Blender. I mean, it is by no means anything too impressive here, but and it has problems. It has problems. But anyway, I've gotten a little bit more familiar with the Blender kind of pipeline here for like so like there's just the blend file, and then actually importing the switch and stuff. So everything's a bit more not really sure. I don't know what the unnamed material is. I think that's. Oh, this guy has the unnamed material for some reason. Well, we'll have to fix that. But anyway, so I already found a problem. But yeah, so I mean, oh, you can't actually see that screen. Give me a second. I just realized you can't actually see that screen. Copy, paste, duplicate. All right, give me a second. Does that turn the Foundry on? Yes. So rename godot import. What is this? What is it doing when I pop this up? Advanced import settings. Advanced import settings. Okay. Let me this. There you go. Hold on. What's center? For this one, I'll probably just do like this. Probably what I'll do. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, so this is what I was talking about, where, you can see that this is the actual 3D model. And this is what I was kind of messing with. So we already have that kind of good. So Or even for jump, landing, and crouching, different ones. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Because I mean, your footsteps are going to sound different. You know, if you land or something, that footstep's going to be a lot harder. So, hi Panda, thanks. Yeah, it needs a lot of work, Panda, but I appreciate it. It actually works in game, technically speaking. Does a light switch work if it flips up and down, and it would work if a light was connected, or does it have to actually turn a light on and off in order to be considering a working light switch? Yeah, anyway, so this is one thing that threw me off a little bit is I'm used to animating things in Godot using I did also animate this in Godot with an animation player. I use an animation player instead of a tween because it's unfortunately not as simple. It's much easier to just keyframe a position and with the animation player and just say I want to do that. Play on off animation, whatever. So yeah. The tweens are nice for very, very simple kind of operations, but I don't like to hard code positions for things. So let's say the transform right now would be hard coded. I don't like that. Oh, that's something else, but yeah. If it's not connected purposefully, but a clicking is working. As an electrician, must turn on off, especially the repeating part, because cutting a wire would also be a switch. Yeah. So anyway, it works. Pretty simple. Style animation. Yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about the light switch today. In fact, I'm not even gonna commit that. So if I lose everything for that, that's fine. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to worry about the footsteps. So let me switch back to this. This is the code. This is the code, by the way, for flipping it on and off. I have a boolean for on. You have to initialize the state when it starts, which I foresee being a problem for some things. If it's a longer winded animation and you load the game, you may reload the game and the door reopens in front of you. So you would actually want to do you'd actually want to make it where the game is technically playing for a second before you take away the loading screen, and that would fix all those things. The problem lies in the fact that if you reload and, for example, the mimic's in front of you or something about to kill you, it would kill you before the screen resumed, which is a problem. Would be a problem at that point. But anyway, so yeah, it's very simple. My interactable area thing, I have it to when you interact with it, it just flips. So it flips the state, and then you have to play up or down, or on or off for the animation. So very simple. As for so as for everything else, I kind of want to stash everything except for these things. But I think it's fine. I don't want to put prototype model in here because I don't know if I plan on actually including the blend files in I don't know if I plan on having the actual blend files in the repository. I'm thinking of just having them be in a backed up somewhere, and that's just basically it. The only thing I don't like about that is that if you have everything backed up properly in your repo, it's one cohesive package at that point. So if you wanted to go back in time and do whatever, then that's the purpose of it. If you're using it a little bit more of a just straight backup for things, it loses efficacy. If you don't actually commit the blend files, for example. So I don't know. We'll see. I should probably just do that. The problem is I hate to bloat my. I know it's gonna bloat the GitLab backup size, but it's what it is, I guess. I'd like to stash this stuff, but I don't think I can. So we'll discard this change. Discard that change. And then I think the rest is all just light switch stuff. Yeah. So we'll say, oops. We can discard this. Yeah. All right. So now we should just be able to light switch. So that that only stashed that one thing. Okay, hold on. I don't know how to pop the stash using whatever you call it. Lazy git stash pop. Yeah. Light switch. Oh, okay, so it's because I think it's because it's only stashing. Yeah, it's because it's only git stash pop. I forgot that you have to add. You have to add stuff. Why is the import file trying to be tracked though? Oh, because it's a .blend.import. I guess we never actually. Oh, we don't ignore .import files, do we? Okay, well that's fine, I guess. Yeah, I mean, because technically it contains state, so probably want to do it. Git stash push stash. Hold on, let me see how to do it. Let me see how to. Okay, so you do git stash push dot minus m, I think, and then we'll do light switch. Yep, git stash list. There we go. We have light switch now. All right, that's what I wanted. Make sure this is working here. Yeah, it is. Cool. Okay. All right. I'm kind of wondering if I should make the footstep thing its own like component. I kind of feel like I want to make it its own component. Which I think we may do, yeah. So scenes, scripts, components. Components. Footstep. We'll do component footstep. All right. All right. Thought I had components somewhere else, didn't I? I do have a components part under the menu, but that's fine. Um, did this create UID? It did. Cool. All right. We don't need this script open though. All right. So. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. It didn't do my template. So let's actually delete it, and then we'll just recreate it. Script component footsteps. Copied it for nothing. Class name component footsteps. All right, so this should be pretty nice, I think. So instead, this guy will have a component footsteps attached to him. That's about it. So instead of these kinds of things being here as well, we won't do that. So what we'll do is we'll have an export var footsteps. So we need a couple things, right? We need footstep sounds. What materials to watch for? Frequency to play. Or we'll just do sound. We'll do footstep frequency. Is there anything else? That's the main thing. So I think what we should do is have an export var this wouldn't be bad. It'd be like a resource, because a footstep resource could have the material it's going to play on, the amount, the different files, and then yeah. It would have all this. It would hold all that instead of the component itself. But I don't think I have to abstract that for now. So and if I do at some point, then I can. Hi Muffin. Too much, man. How are you? Why are you playing League of Legends, Muffin? I've seen you playing League of Legends like the past few days, and I've just wondered what happened. Sounds. Cereals. I'm having fun. Why am I hating? Whoa! Muffin. I'm not hating. Chad, does this sound like I'm hating? And my good friends will play with me, so I gotta run solo. None of my. It's just I can understand. That's fair. Okay, we'll start simple. Sounds. Okay. I got the footsteps. I think we're doing it. We're just trying to improve it a little bit. So, instead of making the player itself emit the footsteps, I'm gonna make something that attaches to the player. I think emit the footsteps instead. So this should all be skeptic. Hello, how are you? Kinda. You mean like a component? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna create a footsteps component because then I can use this for this and for the creature, and I think that's probably fine. Because in my mind, it's easy enough to just make it a dictionary of materials that map to a sound. Or oh, we needed an array, but we also can't. Yeah. May have to. Let's just create a class called footsteps. Bins. Doesn't even need to do that. Typed around a little bit just to feel alive, right? I understand that. I'm doing well, skeptic. Like I said, I hope you are too. I don't know if I want to do it this way. So this would be an array of og. That's basically it. I mean, it's literally for freaking type safety. So I don't know about this, but footstep, sound footsteps. We'll just do resource footsteps. At this point, though, what's stopping me? I think it's fine. All right. Can only be a built-in, a resource, a node, or an enum. Okay, we'll make it a resource. Audio player. Okay. Footstep player. Audio player. I think we'll probably take a velocity. Yeah. All right. So we just want if not. If not on floor or not velocity. Or velocity is 0 approximately. Yeah, we're not going to play anything. Okay. As for the Rand footsteps, now this is easy enough. We don't even have to do anything here. We can just say var sound equals sounds dot pick random. Oh, okay. Hold on. Var if so we need some way to get the material below us. Which is a bit of a problem. I mean, we can raycast, but I guess let's raycast. Footstep, raycast. Oh. Well, if it's just a node, it has no, it has no position. But I want it to encapsulate all the footstep logic, so we'll just go here. We'll go here. Oh, it's no scene. There's no scene either. Not a big deal. So we'll just make it children. We could do that. Export var. Yeah, so audio player and footstep raycast. Kind of weird that we're doing, well, no, it's fine. Raycast 3D. So we'll say terrain. This guarantees a, well, yeah, we'll have to do variant equals if terrain is equal to null, we return. Otherwise, well, see, the problem is right now. So what's terrain going to return when it does this? Because terrain's its own thing. And, okay, so it has its own material anyway. If it's terrain, then we would want to... Oh, so what we could do... Yeah, so what we could do is we can try to raycast. If we don't hit something that's like custom done, we'll default to the terrain 3D. So what we should be able to do now, I don't like that we'll have to get a reference to the terrain 3D somehow. I mean, I guess I could always just make it where terrain is exposed through the game. Because why did we care about this? Oh, of course. This line actually makes sense, though. Oh, man. I don't know which one I want to do for this. All right, bar terrain. So what we're gonna need to do here is game.world, and then we're gonna need to do game.terrain equals all right. Okay. Custom. Because I don't remember if you get the collider, like... I think we have to do, like, get root or something. We could just debug this every frame, though. Collider. Custom terrain. Okay, we should just be able to launch this already. Oh, we have to go to the player. Okay. Just configure those like that, I guess. That's fine. Yeah. So now we want to do... Adam, hello! How's it going? How's the rest of your development? Foot component, footsteps. Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I don't lose what I'm thinking. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to be a little bit better about like going off on well, not tangents, but like yeah, getting distracted. But it's going well. Yeah, I'm like astonished at how much progress you've made. It's really cool to see. It's inspiring, honestly. Like watching you go from the one Skeleseller and then like, I mean, you took a break and then you start working on the next thing, and it's just really cool to see that how much progress you've made and stuff. It's really neat. What a great song to come into. It is a good song. But yeah, welcome everyone. I hope you guys have a wonderful time with Adam. Please do check him out. He's a great guy, and he's working on his own game at the moment. Do you have a name? You don't have a name for the game yet, right? I keep seeing you post, when was it? Stuck in a Broken tutorial? I don't know if Stuck in the Broken tutorial... Oh, okay, it is. Yeah, you have a name and a Steam page. Okay, cool. Yeah. I did see Stuck in a Broken tutorial, so I was like, that seems like a title, but that's really neat, yeah. If you guys want to see some real game dev, please do check out Adam. I'm merely playing around over here. But yeah. I don't recommend people jump right from one game to another. I can understand. I was wondering how you would feel about... I mean, I know you took a break, right? So I can imagine that was probably needed. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. But Magnet, welcome. Espresso. I was going to call you Espresso because of espresso. Nightlight, welcome, though. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful time with Adam. But yeah. Yeah, it's really neat. This is my first game that I've been working on called Morgana Station. It is a horror game where you, the player, are sent to a weather station to get it back online to figure out what happened to the previous crew. So yeah. I would let you hear the footsteps. I'd pause the music and everything for it, but I'm in the middle of refactoring it, so I'm actually making a footstep component because I'll use it for both the player and also the entity. Spoilers that will be around. So there will be something here that also has footsteps, but... that's about it. Yeah, we're just kind of working on a little bit of that. I messed with the terrain a lot. I made my own spline tool, which that was so much fun to place all the flags and stuff. That was a lot of fun. Where's my spline? These are the actual splines, but the path itself, yeah. So this is the actual path and everything. So it's really neat, but yeah, I love it. I'm a spline enjoyer now, as one could say. Adam and D took an insane 4 days off. Wait, it's only 4 days? I thought you took... Okay, recent vacation. I thought you took more time than 4 days off. More a controlled leap, yeah. I definitely need my recent vacation. I'm enjoying working on the new game, though. I'd love to stick around. Yeah, no, take care. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the raid, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. How are you going to hate on League of Legends, TinBears, when you named your game after that one lady from League? Morgana, I did enjoy playing Morgana, but yeah, no. Don't talk to me, Muffin. But yeah, anyway. Sleek Godot theme plus layout. Bear, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. If you have any questions about the theme or anything, I'm more than happy to show anything. So, Dota greater than the League? Hey, I played Dota a little bit too because my friend asked me, and gotta say I had no idea what was going on. No idea what was going on there. Foot play. Hold on. So we want here, we want to do foot play. We'll just do play. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay. Okay, I kind of messed this up. I just deleted the player's raycast. I kind of need that one. Yeah. What I can actually do is I can just copy this and then redo it. Yeah, we'll do it there. Very different games, but curious to see the future of League. Yeah, I'm surprised the game. I mean, I don't even know if I'd say I'm surprised the game's still around, but it does surprise me the longevity of some of those games. Oh, play. We need to pass at our velocity and whether or not we're on the floor. Collider wrapped 0. I don't know what that means. Raka, hello. I hope you've been well. It's good to see you. How are you doing? I just play because Arcane was cool. Oh, Arcane was very, very neat. I can see how people who don't care anything about League of Legends would watch Arcane and stuff. I think they've always done an excellent job with like the lore and the characters and everything. It's always been really neat. I even like their art and everything, but it's just not my kind of game. They have big changes in the works for League of Legends. Garen is my favorite Arcane character. Was he in Arcane? I don't even remember. I think Garen as a concept in general is hilarious. So we have our... So this is getting a collider. I'm assuming this is because the terrain collider. So it is. So I'd like to do get parent. I may actually need to do get root. It's like to get the... Okay. Well, that's just the world in general. So it is already colliding with the terrain. The thing is, though, is that this falls apart whenever we move up here, right? Oh, it doesn't. Because... Right. We control whether or not the floor is even seen by the raycast. Right. So this is only the world, yeah. Okay. The thing I find interesting though is why is it not detecting this collider? I need to clean this up. Everyone who's watching, this was merely gray boxing. We are just still in the gray boxing phase. Bear with me. Okay. Oh, this is the whole shape. So this static body is on layer 2. Okay, because now that actually makes sense. Hi, Nicholas. How's it going? Been around, man. It's been crazy. Are you still playing Destiny 2 and stuff, or are you doing other things? EP? Marathon Diablo. Oh, okay. Diablo 4. Did you ever play Path of Exile 2? Yeah, I heard good things about Diablo 4 recently. Still mixed reviews on Steam though, eh? So we may not actually have to do the thing right here. We may not actually have to do this. We'll see. If that's the case, because it makes sense. What we could do, well, yeah, I guess what I could do is say if custom terrain, we could just do terrain instead. If terrain, we need to do is instance, I guess, of type is gonna be terrain 3D. Does it need the name? No. So if it's a type of terrain 3D, then we can do let's see, test terrain 3D start. So we could do position or height. It was like get height, was it? Height. Oh. Yeah, get height. Yep. Terrain.data. Data. Get. Can we get material? We can get the region. I don't know what. Oops. I don't know what get maps is. All the images. That's not what we want. I don't think this is going to be what I want to do. What else does it expose? Because it's data. Custom material for Train 3D. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want that. I may have to just look up how to do it. Get. Is there anything material? Yeah. Okay, let's look it up. Um. So. Material. Decoration. Mesh asset. We may actually have to do that. I don't know. I mean, there's the texture painting though. Maybe it's texture actually. Maybe we have to get the texture and then that's the material information will come from that. Is there a get material? Set material. Where is this? Shader, auto shader. I mean, it has to get material override. This is the hard part about Train 3D. It's very powerful, but it may be hard to find exactly what you're looking for. What is get control? Why does it expose? Associated pixel? What the? Oh. I actually don't understand why that would... Not sure what that does. You can set a bunch of stuff, but that's not what we want to do. We only care about the material. I mean, I could do it based off the texture. Hi, Boris. I missed your question. Which program do you use for IDE? NeoVim. You can use I can't remember. I think it's called NeoVide. Apologies for missing your question. Yeah, NeoVide. NeoVide's like a... I mentioned that specifically because I'm on Windows. I don't use it. I bit the bullet and set up NeoVim on Windows, but NeoVide's like a pretty good out-of-the-box experience from what I've heard. But yeah, I use NeoVim. I used to use the Vim plugin for Godot, but it kind of got on my nerves over time. It just didn't do exactly what I wanted. So get texture. There is a get texture method. Clear textures. Set texture list. Set get texture. Returns the texture. Okay, with requested ID. But how do you? Can we get? Is there any other way to get this information though? Because this is also under the assets part. This other one is oops, get height. Yeah, because terrain data just not get height. We could do get region ID, I guess. But I don't think that matters. So what if we do this? What is it going to give us? Control map. Oh yeah, it tells the shader which textures to use, how to blend, where to place holes, etc. Yeah, so I mean we could probably use that as well if we wanted to. Let me look on we have that part. Let's look on actual thing. By the way, this is updated recently, so I need to actually update versions, but someone may have asked the same question. Get material. Might not be exactly what I'm looking for either here. I think you can get, I mean, because Terrain 3D uses like what's called an auto shader, from what I remember. So you can like dynamically, like it'll shade things with a certain texture. It'll apply a certain texture to things depending on, I think, on the height as well. So I don't know if that should just automatically be there. Add ability to sample terrain texture outside of Terrain 3D shader. Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. Our Terrain 3D Material API provides the RID of the material and shader parameters. You should be able to retrieve any of the uniforms such as texture arrays. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I was wondering. So that means runtime virtual texture. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that may just be what I have to do, is just to try and there is the RID though of let's just try and let's see. Terrain dot has material or material. Well, we don't want the parent actually, or no, we're okay with getting the parent, I think, because I think the parent is going to be, yeah, we'll see. Wrapped 0. I don't know what that means. I'm not seeing that. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, there we go. No, it has it in here. So that's the material. Auto share false. I don't know if this has what I'm looking for though. Because this is just the Train 3D. But what we want to do is we want to go to material, I think, right? Shader. See, this might be it. Because that's the material. This is the texture list. So, yeah, we could do like snow tin. I might be able, we'll see. Well, no, we need to get, yeah, we need, so he said I think that there's a way to get it through the shader. So it's test.material. Enable selecting two textures. Yeah, that's not what I want though. I wonder how you get it though. Because, yeah. I'm assuming it doesn't have a name. Because what did this output? Like, this is a dictionary. It's a bit confusing here. It has no name. Yeah, this is just the terrain 3D material. So I don't think that's exactly what we want. Yeah, because this is this material. Yeah. Right, yeah. 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 So I don't think we need that. Maybe we do need to go to assets then. So assets dot so get texture ID. The requested ID. Yeah, so we might just be able to do the get texture here. I think that's probably way too much though. I feel like you wouldn't really want to do it this way just because might be too resource intensive. I'm not entirely sure. And we definitely wouldn't want to be checking probably the material every frame either. I mean, we have the texture list, which is great, but we don't have what we are actually looking at, unfortunately. So if we look, yeah, they got a material, right? Yeah. Oh well, that's whether or not we're actually enabling the auto shader. Never mind. I don't know. May have to very simple. This is something I've never done before. Because I think the problem is we're technically colliding with the terrain 3D. It is just all of this, right? So there's no way for us to just be like, okay, well, we only care about what's underneath us. But judging by what he said, it shouldn't be that bad to do. Does this have a texture associated with it? Does not have a texture associated with it. I don't know where this is coming from. I think because it's dynamically overriding the mesh. Oh no, maybe this mesh is just like something messed up anyway. Or not messed up, but like I don't think that mesh is something I care about. So there's the ID of 0. It's your settable ID of the texture. You can change this to reorder textures. However, it won't change the ID painted on the terrain. See, you should be able. It's got to be under. It's got to be under data ID. Yeah, we can do get texture ID. Oh, okay, we can do just get texture ID. Well, yeah, that's what we had. So right? Was that what we were doing? We have no position, so we're just gonna have to do. We could just. Just accept a global position. Okay, so if that's the case, we'll do bar global position, and we'll call this texture, and this will be then ID, right? Wait, what? Oh, it's often used for playing sounds on footsteps. That's funny. Okay. So I'll have to, I think this is exactly what I want. So, we'll just say if not, we'll return. Otherwise, we're just going to do this. Texture. I don't think this should be a vector 3, but I'm a little confused about that. I think it's an int, but anyway, I'll be right back. 3 minutes ads. I need to run a key pearls out for everyone, so I'll take a short break so you guys don't miss anything. I will continue when I'm back. Yeah, quick 3-minute break. Be right back. I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Continue. All right, where was I? So we should get the texture ID, right? I don't think something weird's going on with the. I don't think it knows. Well, no, it says train 3D data. I guess it knows what it is because of this. Because I think before I thought this confused the LSP. It didn't know like that this would ensure that it's actually a train 3D instance, but maybe it does. I don't know why it's giving us a vector 3 though. What's up with that? Where's the there we go. This is get texture, but no. Get texture ID. Why does it like bring me to the section, but not always to the section? Whoops, no, that's what I want. There we go. Yeah, wait, what? So it's, huh? Returns vector 3 base texture ID. Oh, okay. It's because it's a, oh, that's so, okay. So that's why it returns vector 3. If the positions in a hole are outside defined regions. Okay, so we need to do, if texture dot, so this is going to be a vector 3, if texture dot, so not a number, it's a floating point. So there is not a number, but does that exist? That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist for a vector 3 though. So how do you? Is finite? What is? It is not. Returns whether x is a finite value. It's not a number, or yeah, it is not a number. So did they not have one for like? I guess I don't have one that just checks to see if it's whatever. We can just do like if texture.x is equal to none for now. Turn hole. We'll write something proper for that. Let me actually, this needs documentation, I think, here. So, let's just say returns this. So, yeah. So, X is the texture ID, which is what we care about. So, sounds.get. And we're gonna give it a texture ID, I think. Maybe that's how we'll do it instead of materials. I think that's what we'll actually do. So what that means is we just do sounds.get equals whatever. So var sound audio equals sounds.get. We'll say an array. Yeah. Actually, what we could do because we're giving it our own thing anyway. So we have material. We're gonna need, instead we'll have an int mapped to the resource footsteps, and the resource footsteps, what we'll do is we'll just have a function called get sound, and it will take no, we don't have to do that. Never mind. Var sounds, or yeah. So this is gonna be sounds instead. Equals sounds dot get, if not if sounds equal to null, return log dot warn. No sounds for texture ID texture dot x. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll do, so we'll say var sound equals audio stream equals sounds dot pick random. Actually, I don't even think we have to do that. We could just do so we're gonna do audio player dot stream equals sounds dot pick random. Now we should just be able to go ahead and remove all that. All that is gone. Pitch variance, I think that's fine. Speed is not. Oh. So speed is stored on the player as well. I may instead just do like character body or something. Because if we attach to a character body, then we don't even need to pass anything to the function. Every time it's called play, for example. So inside player, we could just call play here. And instead, it just says, okay, I have a player. Give me its velocity. Is it on the floor? What's its global position? I think we'll do that instead. Yeah, I think I'll do that instead. Export var player entity character body 3D. I guess it could be character, but it's okay. All right, and then if entity is equal to null, log dot warn entity is null, not is unset. Set. The unset. Yep. If yeah, well, we'll just have another check. If entity is equal to null, return yeah, let's just do assert. Let's go ahead and just assert that the entity does not equal null entity null. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and assert that. I mean, yeah, I think we'll actually assert it here anyway. Yeah. All right. That's good. Speed. So this is perfect. So now we can just do player.speed. Or sorry, nd.speed. And then we do entity.global position. Entity.is on floor, or entity dot velocity is 0 prox. Okay, 24. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what happens. Indy's null. Well, that's working. So, trying to sound value of type nil to variable type array, yeah. All right. So, this is because, so we'll do assert sounds dot is empty. It's not true. So not sounds no footstep sounds set. Sounds unset. So that's the problem there. So we need to go with this guy and we need to set. So our key should be 0. I think that's gonna be the yeah. So we're gonna have to actually create a footsteps. We're gonna want to create an instance of resource, and we're gonna want to say footstep. Oh, we don't have it exposed. All right, so it needs to be a resource. We have no resources over here? I guess not. Well, footstep. What was it? I thought I had. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought I actually had. Never mind. I guess I don't. It's fine. So, yeah. So, resource footsteps. Okay. So we should be able to right click and say create new resource, resource footsteps, and then we just save it to, we'll do snow footsteps. Now we should be able to go to footsteps and edit this, right? Oh, it needs to be exported. There we go. Sounds. Now we just go here. We say okay, yeah. So we have the size of 1. So now we have the audio stream here. So what we could do is, yeah, and then we do another, and now we have everything. Now we go here, and then we say quick load snow footsteps. I think this will work. I'm gonna pause music actually. Footstep sounds unset. You should be fine. For component footsteps, why does it think? Wait, yeah, no, wait, it's right actually. Why was that not? What? Why was that not set? There we go. Save? It's being deleted. What? So this exists whenever I'm doing it. Let me reload. It's kind of weird. That's like, that reminds me like weirdness that can happen with tool scripts and stuff, but we're not working with any tool scripts here. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. What? Yeah. It deleted it again. What is happening? Is it? Assuming it's not because we have a local or whatever. And the same problem. Well, that's weird. I'm wondering, no. What? Well, that's, yeah, definitely strange. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. It'd help if I actually added it by clicking add. Yeah. That might be what's happening. Okay. All right, so trying to assign value type resource to a variable type. Right, that's fine actually. That makes sense. So what we want to do, sounds, and then we want to do so yeah, this is just going to be a source footsteps. Okay. Pick random. No pick random on the sounds. Oh. Editor died. Let's go back here. We'll do footsteps. And then now we'll do footsteps.sounds. Pick random. Sounds. Yeah. Be underscore sounds. This will be underscore frequency. We don't need any of this stuff exposed. Oh yeah, and our frequency is never used. That's a good point actually. Oh. Okay. That's actually a good thing that it stopped me because I think this would just start playing it endlessly, which we don't want to do. We need some kind of delta to determine when we're actually going to play the next footstep. So we need to do var. Can we access player dot? You access anything from the player? Or sorry, entity. Get position delta. Get physics process delta time. Yeah, we could just, I guess we could just do that. So var next footstep, or we'll do threshold equals. Now frequency is the threshold equals. Time since last. Do time since last or something. Var time since last float equals 0. Time since last equals 0. Oh. One thing that's a little weird about this is that if we wait a long time, this is gonna save your progress towards the next footstep. Just technically fine, but so what we want to do, if time since last is less than yeah, it's less than frequency turn. Time since last plus equals. Okay. Okay. Why does it say footsteps is on set again? What happened to my footsteps? Oh, it's because I made it underscore. Yeah, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? Wow. First try? I expected something to go wrong. Oh, okay. You know what? I just realized something. This component actually needs to be a Node 3D. It's stuck at the world origin. That's why the footsteps. Okay, there we go. So something did go wrong for a second. Something did go wrong for a second. This also means that yeah, we could. Just trying to think of a way we don't have to like. I think it's better to probably expose this stuff so you can customize something if you really want to. Okay, so now we should just be able to do this. Node 3D. What happened? Script inherits from native type Node 3D, so it can't be assigned a type of node. Well, I understand that, but component. Did it reset this? It did not. Thank God. There we go. Because it kept the old node thing there. We probably. Yeah, cool. Oh, it just works? Oh my God, wait, it just, you're kidding, wait, it just works? I mean, that's fine with me. Normally, I'm expecting a little bit more friction, so. Okay, yeah, so that definitely. Sounds good, Skeptic. Good luck with the game. Right, and in this case, that makes sense. I don't think we actually have a collider. Yeah, so like if we come over here though. Yeah, there's no sounds here because we don't have any colliders. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'll take it. Is there anything else that I should do? Because right here, this is where we're actually going to want to handle our own custom sounds and stuff. So without just relying on Terrain 3D. Because all this other logic is just for getting Terrain 3D specific stuff. So, um, Um, say yeah, so I guess the way I kind of have this set up is only works for terrain 3D. Um, since it's an integer mapped to the footsteps. Yeah. Um, which isn't hard. We could just look at our own kind of like because I can have my own like material lookup table um, for that as well. I don't know where I would want to put that though, because we'd have to just store um, the ID of that material and then you know what you're walking on, just like with the terrain 3D here. So now we can actually also go to here, and we should actually want to test this. So right now is 1. If we do 0.5, yeah, so it sounds like we're moving much faster. What I actually want to do as well is to enable the polyphony. Because now if we actually do this, interesting. Wait, what? Is this not? The maximum number of sounds this note can play at the same time. Playing additional sounds. Oh, it's because. Oh, it's because I'm resetting the stream. Still. Oh. Um. I mean, I can always make it have like 2 players or something. Is that how people do it? I mean, this is a Godot specific implementation, I'm sure, but playback type. I think this matters. Yeah. I didn't think about that. I was thinking for some reason that you can just set the stream, but no, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, that's not a big deal. I could just duplicate it. So basically like I mean it's probably not that big. It's probably not that big of a deal. Because where's yeah, because I mean even at 0.8 it's not that bad. And then like 0.5 is kind of like you're sprinting. So I mean that's if I add that too. So I mean that's not. I think that's fine for now, honestly. In fact, I think I actually want it to be at 0.8. I think that's fine for now. It's a consideration. So hold on. So fix me handle what fallback sound, and then we may want to handle fallback sounds or something. I'm not entirely sure. There was something else I thought that I wanted to check for. All right, well, anyway, I can mark off some stuff. So we need to do that, but we're doing this manually now. Yes, nice. I'm very happy actually with being able to do that in what feels a relatively short amount of time. Yeah. Yeah. I only think a way I can think of fixing this is by having more than one audio player, which isn't a big deal, but if I'm gonna have more than one audio player and stuff, though, like I feel like at that point I would just add it to footsteps. Because we can there's a function called wrap. So basically we could even have it where I guess we could actually have an array of players. So we could do audio players, an array of audio stream players equals this, and then and we want to assert that players, audio players unset. We'll say no audio players. We'll say unset. Yeah. And then what we'll do, or yeah, never mind. Okay. And then what we can do is var last player int equals 0. And then what we do is we do var player, we'll say audio player 3D equals audio players dot yeah, at and what we can do, I think wrap, yep, you could do wrap I. So what we could do is we could do yeah, so what we could do is we could do last player equals wrap I, and we'll do last player plus 1. Min is going to be 0. Max is going to be audio players dot size. And then we just do last player. Cool. I'm pretty sure that's all we need to do. So now if we go to audio players, we will need to just create a player. This is assigning a player. Can we not just create one though? What? Can you not just create it? That's weird. I have one that creates new players and deletes them when the clip is over as practical footsteps. Yeah, I thought about that, but I don't like to create and destroy things if I can help it. You know what I mean? Like unless you're loading a level or something or whatever. I like to keep using the same things if I can. Reusing them. I just try to keep that mentality as much as possible. So, you know, because I feel like that's a good mentality to have. Reuse, recycle. Because that way you don't run into maybe stuttering later down the line or something where you have a lot of things kind of changing. But then again, yeah, knowing when and where to do it is also a large part of it, right? So, that's fine, I guess. So we'll just do audio player 3D audio stream, and we'll just duplicate these, I guess. These are all under sound effects. Okay, add element. Okay, add element. Not probably the best way I want to do this, but that's okay. And then we could just have 4 for now or something. Enough. I wonder if this, so this should already work. What on, Lena? So now if we go to like 0.5, for example. Wrap eye is so nice that it's just built in. It's perfect. I've been looking for a chance, an opportunity to use wrap eye, and finally, well, just wrap at least. Cool. So we only care about frequency though. We actually want to modify frequency when we're sprinting. I think for now that's fine though. I don't think we really have to worry about that. Neat, man. That's so cool. Wow. I don't think I care too much about the fact that when you stop moving, because like, I guess maybe we should have some kind of minimum distance traveled or something. Because otherwise you could do this, you know. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe just have a minimum traveled distance. Well, this is something different actually. Footsteps should probably have a minimum travel distance. Because I think that makes sense to do, honestly. Yeah. We could do that as well. How would that happen? That just means, so a minimum travel distance. We could have a velocity threshold, because we know that if you have a certain velocity for some period of time, then that means that you've traveled that distance. So, so we'll do time since last player, and we'll do var travel threshold 0. And then we can go back to our, oops. Travel threshold. So okay. So we should do traveled instead. We'll do instead, we'll probably just do maybe minimum or min distance. And this will be like, just use 0.5. I don't know. Let's do 1. I don't know how this is gonna kind of transfer, so we'll have to look at it. So we'll just do distance traveled. just do traveled, I guess. We'll do distance traveled. So if distance traveled is less than min distance, distance traveled plus equals bar delta float equals paste delta. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, distance traveled's good. We'll do equals, and then we'll do distance traveled. This is actually another wrap. Wrap F, distance traveled plus delta, min is 0, max is min distance. Yeah. Okay. Time since last. We can actually do the same thing, I think, here. So we do since traveled time since last. I think that'll work too. And then now we can also get rid of this, which is really nice because it cleans up having to randomly reset stuff. I hope this works as well. It may be really small. Maybe really small. Well, actually, we actually don't necessarily want to wrap it, though. Yeah. We don't necessarily want to wrap it, actually. Because we would just want to reset it. Yeah. So we actually will... welcome back, Ragish. Yeah, so I think we actually do want to just reset this kind of stuff. In fact, we'll just do it. Yeah, we'll do it as the last thing, I guess. So time since last, and we'll do distance traveled equals. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so now our bottleneck is the minimum distance traveled. So we could just do like 0.5 maybe. It just needs to be some minimum amount. I don't think that's working properly. If our distance traveled is less than our minimum, yeah. Maybe it needs to be higher? Not too sure. Oh, that's delta anyway. Or no, yeah, so that should be fine. Oh, that's way too high. Let's go back to 1. One seemed like a good spot. I should just be editing this. It's so sensitive still. What? Okay. So I think the problem is that this just needs to be, I guess this still just needs to be less, needs to be less sensitive though. But if it's less sensitive, then it's not working how I was thinking. See, because it's... Oh, I closed it again? Man, I don't know. I keep closing it habit, but... I mean, that's probably fine, actually. But this other stuff's messed up. So I think though, if the time since the last... Yeah. Oh. Distance traveled also needs to be updated though. Yeah. Because we're not, I don't think, yeah, editing. We weren't updating the distance traveled. Okay, so now we should be able to do like 10. Yeah. Wrong. So we do like 5. What? Okay. What is happening here? We do 2. Because the problem is we want it, if it's being held down, we want it to actually play without caring about the minimum distance, but yeah. So maybe instead of returning with the minimum distance, we could do and entity dot you could do, or we could, I guess, just do input dot is action pressed, or well, no, because this is only being called whenever our velocity is greater than 1, right? Yeah, if... Oh no, we're always calling this. So we could do if velocity dot... Yeah, is 0 procs. If not... so I guess, yeah, maybe that's actually what the fix would be here. Because I think we were always calling it. Okay, I didn't need to exit the game. Let's try again. Okay, maybe this should also be like 0.8. We also want to make sure that it doesn't actually pull the same sound multiple times in a row. Fix repeat foot sure footstep sounds. The same footstep sound cannot be played twice in a row. That's funny. It's because our frequency is. So this is where we would want to change our frequency, which we could do. So foot. So if crouching, we would want to say component crouching equals true. Actually, we could just do. Oh no, oh. This could just be done here now because we have. Oh. I mean, I could just not use. Well, yeah, because basically, the problem is I don't want to update the frequency because if I update the frequency, it's gonna keep that frequency. So I mean, it's not a big deal, I guess. Opponent. So if we're crouching, then we'll just opponent dot frequency. Yeah, see. So we will need to update this. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. So frequency equals. This is where we don't want magic numbers, but the footstep thing I thought was going to have its own footsteps. It doesn't make sense for you to not have. I'll just make it where. We'll just say crouching equals. Crouching. Yeah. We don't even care about any of this other stuff if our velocity is at 0 approximately. So I think we actually just want to. If we want to just return. Yeah. Oh no, we need to do it down there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's fine. It could just be unused. So we'll do var crouching bool equals false. Walking, crouching, and then we can do that. We can do like 0.5. Oh, walking. Ooh. Well, if enough time. Because right now the problem is I introduced crouching frequency, and now we're just going to be checking for the walking frequency. Or, I mean, I could do time since last is less than. Although it depends specifically on what you're doing, so I guess. If so we'll say if not, should play next return. And we'll just update the stuff there. Whoops. Can you? Is there a code action to like no? Fine. Oops, I wanted there to be something that would say like, oh, I'll generate the function for you. Just like this, basically, at least, right? So bool, so return any dot. So we'll do walking first. So it's gonna be this. Var walked. Enough. Var. Yeah, we don't. We can just. Walked enough. Crouched enough. All right, so time since last, crouching frequency, and or and entity dot crouch or crouching. Okay, it should be good. Now we can also get rid of the other one for the distance traveled, right? Actually, no, that doesn't handle. It doesn't handle the distance traveled, does it? No. So we want this and distance traveled greater than min distance. Or we'll do min distance less than distance traveled. Min distance. So minimum distance, technically this is a distance. Right? I'm confused. Wait, we're what? Hold on, let's not check for min distance real quick. I'm confused what this is even doing now. What? Oh. This is because if our velocity is not 0 prox, then we call it. But why is it? Because it's trying to play every single frame. If we should not play the next, then we're gonna return. Oh yeah, we're checking to see if it's whatever here anyway. What? What? So if not, should play next. So should play next is that our. Oh. I have these reversed. Time since last is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. Yeah. In fact, we need to do this like that, and we need to say and not crouching. That. Yeah. Crouching frequency seems a little off. Do like 0.2 maybe? I think maybe it's because... Okay, no, it thinks that it should keep playing it even though if time since last is greater than crouching frequency. Oh, our crouching frequency should be higher. Yeah, our crouching frequency should be higher. This should really be like seconds in between or something. I think that's the whole problem at the moment. Is my own naming kind of confused me here. Okay. Okay. What's going on with the pitch here? Oh, length by entity speed. That's the length, which is 1 divided by the speed. Or no. Wait, what? Oh, it's up to 1 divided by, right, because that gives us the ratio basically of how fast we're traveling. So speed pitch. I mean, we could just statically set it. Basically, like just subtract some kind of static amount if we don't care that much about if we're crouching. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, if we're crouching, then we would just basically subtract some amount, which would be easy enough to do. Could always do that. Do that. Sure. Let me write that down in my notes here. Change footsteps to use some static offset for or when crouching. That. Okay. Nice. That should be this should all be pretty easy to knock out. I mean this one's trivial. This will just be using the sample function instead of pick random. We have this now. I don't know if I want this. I'm just gonna remove this for now. If it comes up again, then I'll figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. I think I will wrap things up here tonight though. Let's find someone to raid. Find someone to read. I think Boolean does. Yeah, Boolean does Godot stuff. Right, Boolean. There we go. Alrighty, yeah, y'all take care. Tomorrow I'm gonna work more on the Blender stuff and try and get to a point where I'm happy with doing some of it on stream, because right now it's just a lot of me trying to figure out how to actually maneuver the program well enough to do stuff. So yeah. And then should be able to finish the footstep stuff pretty soon. I will leave it alone even if I'm not entirely happy with it, because I want to get a little bit more of the other parts of the game fleshed out before I worry too much about the footsteps, just because I mean all that stuff's going to change it. So but yeah, thanks again to Adam for the raid. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. Have a good night.